Here, cows. Here, cows. Here, cows. Come here, Maya. So it has been just over 2 weeks now since we got a freeze, and we pulled them out of the sorghum Sudan grass because it does become toxic for several days afterwards. Now the bad thing about it is it wasn't a killing freeze. So if we look at the bottom of the plants, you can see they've got green growth coming up from the bottom. So the plants aren't completely dead. So when it freezes again, they'll become toxic again. So I wish we would have got a really cold freeze that first time and just killed it off completely. But it is like 80 degrees today. It's crazy how warm it is, windy and warm. So I'm gonna go ahead and let them come back out here and see if they graze on anything. But we'll have to close it back off one more time once we get a killing freeze or a frost, so that they don't eat any of these plants during that toxic time period, which is about 7 to 10 days. And here they are. See if there's anything out here you want to munch on. Now this section over here we still have fenced off so they can't get to it. Of course it's completely grown and mature, and I'm hoping, you know, that we can save that forage for winter time and they'll eat on it a little bit. At least give them something to do, keep them from being bored in the winter when there's not any grass to eat. But we're letting them back out here today because they have pinned up in about a little, like a 3/4 acre lot for like the last couple weeks, just eating hay and silage. So at least this will give them somewhere to roam and wander around. Of course, the first thing they go for is the green grass that's right here in front. That's what they're wanting to eat. Go ahead and empty this feeder out. Oh my gosh, this thing's heavy. Oh, that's probably better. Just trying to get the silage out where they can eat it and munch it down. All right, at least it's all piled up where they can get to it easier. So in the garden this year, we planted glass gem popcorn, and it can also be ground into cornmeal as well. And that's what this is here behind me. And you let it grow until it dies off and dries like this, and then you can pick the corn. So I'm gonna pick it today. I wanna show you this corn. It's very colorful and unique. Some of the ears ain't very big, but I think there's several that we need to pick today. All right, got all the corn harvested. It's about a good wheelbarrow load probably. I'll go ahead and take this over to the house and then we'll start peeling it back and I'll show you what it looks like. So I grabbed a few of the bigger ears of corn and I'm just shucking them down. So here's the first one I opened up. Hopefully you guys can see how unique the colors are. It's got pinks, purples, it's kind of got whites and yellows and blues. Very unique looking corn, and when it dries it should have like a shiny appearance to it. That's why they call it glass gem, because it looks like little pieces of colored glass once it all dries. But every one of these is going to be a little bit different. So here's the next one I opened up. Similar to the last one, there's probably more yellows in there. There's actually some like kind of greens mixed in there as well. It's very unique looking. So here's the next one I opened up. You can see it's mostly white on the inside with a little bit of color. And then this one is mostly white and pink, a little bit of purple in there. And then this one's pretty even. It's got about every color in it. It's a good mixture in that one. So this one here got a lot of yellow in it, and it looks like it's been cross-pollinated maybe with possibly field corn. Like corn can pollinate up to like a mile or so away. It's really far. And when you live out in the country and you're surrounded by cornfields, it's hard to not get a little bit of cross-pollination. And to me, that's might be what's going on there. Just want to point out that this one has really bright purple husk on it. And when you peel it back, this one is very dark purple. It's almost black. It's so dark purple. And you know when you get these because it turns the husk purple as well. It's kind of cool looking. So I went ahead and I shucked a few more, and you can just see the wide variety between them. Pretty unique corn. So even though the plants are dead, these ears of corn are not dry yet. So I've got to shuck every one of them, and then I've got to put these all somewhere where they can dry for several weeks. All right, I got all the corn shucked, and you can see there's quite a variety between each one of them. So I've just got all of the corn on a drying rack here in the workshop, probably be several weeks before we can shell this corn and try to pop some of it as popcorn and try to grind some of it into cornmeal as well. It'll be interesting how this all turns out. So it's the next morning now, and we're finally getting rain. They're predicting about a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain today. I'll definitely take whatever we can get because we need it badly, that is for sure. But it's first thing in the morning, so I need to run over to the barn. I need to let out the chickens and feed the pigs. Well, it looks like the kittens found themselves a dry spot, didn't you? I know there's at least 3 of you under there. Looks like the pigs are still sleeping in. I can see one right there. And then right there you can see one of their ears sticking out. Pigs, you want some food? Here, piggies. There you go. Just look at these pigs. These guys are big. You guys are ready to go to the butcher. All right. Yep, you guys aren't gonna go for probably another month and a half. So these may be the biggest pigs that we've ever raised. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, you just made a mess. There you go, wasting hay. It looks like the center of the bale. All right, it's time to paint our feeder panels red. So we welded these together the other day. I have both sides primered. It took me 7 cans of primer to get this all painted. And I bought some Case IH red paint. I think this will match the gate that's out there the best. And I only bought 6 cans of this, so we'll see. I definitely have enough to do this side, but when I flip it over, I may be 1 can short. We'll just have to see. But we won't be painting the back side of this until tomorrow. And then you have to take each one of these out of the shop. You have to flip them over and carry them back inside with the tractor. It's an ordeal to move these things around. Lost my paint can. Paint can. What the heck? Uh-oh. Well, it appears that these Van Sickle paints have a different top on them, and this little spray paint handle doesn't fit on it. So, let's go the old-fashioned way. And I had a viewer send me a couple of these, and I like using it because it keeps paint off your hands. So I'm going to go ahead and glove up. All right, I've got all 3 of the feeder panels painted, and I think they turned out pretty good. So in my last video, I got a few comments from people saying I'm always out in front of my workshop working on all these projects. You know, I should have enough space inside here to be able to work on them. And I totally agree, I should have. That's the idea. This is supposed to be my space to work on equipment and to work on welding projects. But the trouble is my shop is not finished. So none of the walls are finished in here, and that means I don't have any cabinets. I don't have like shelving up. I don't have things hanging on the wall. So everything that doesn't fit in one of these toolboxes ends up on the ground, and stuff is just scattered everywhere. It's all over the floor, and I can't do anything in here because the floor space is all taken up. So that's one thing I'll probably work on. It'll be a project that I work on probably January, February timeframe when it's cold outside. Be a good inside job. I will probably go ahead, I'll do the easy route. I'll probably just get some barn metal and I'll cover the walls with barn metal. I'll probably put the ceiling in as well and get it to where I can, after that, you know, start putting in shelving and cabinets and organization and get everything up off of the floor. So I hate to start a new project right now, but that's something that I can hopefully do here in the next few months. And if you look at this bay right here, that is a stack of solar panels, 20 solar panels. They need to go on the roof. If I can get those hopefully up in the next few weeks, then that'll free up a little bit of floor space there. And then everything else right through here, that's all of the metal for my welding projects. That's all my extra steel. And some of these pieces are 24 feet long, and they take up a lot of space right there. So I need to make a metal rack as well. And then I can stack them vertically, and then I'm thinking about maybe tucking them behind some toolboxes, like against the wall, so it's not really, if I need to get to it, I can just roll a toolbox out and get to it and get them up off the floor and out of the way. So hopefully next year I can work on getting the shop organized, getting everything up off the floor, and finally be able to use this space to actually pull tractors in there and work on equipment and do projects. And it's what I really want. I mean, that's the reason I built this place. So hopefully that is something that we can work on next year. But I really hate to start any new projects until I get the ones I'm working on done. I need to get some crossed off the list. So give me a few more days. Hopefully this fence line feeder, we can get those panels out there mounted. It will be done and off the list. I cut that doorway in the barn. I do need to put a sliding door on there, especially before it gets cold, so that we can close that doorway off and block the wind. So that's another project that I need to finish and get crossed off the list. And then of course there's our pasture fencing. So those, I think, are the 3 main things that I just really need to get done before I start any new projects. So since today is a rainy day, I really don't see myself getting out there working on anything major right now. Probably gonna spend the rest of the day inside the workshop try to get some things cleaned up, organized, get some stuff picked up off the floor a little bit, and just try to make it where it's easier to work in there. And I really want to be organized, like I really do, but I am my own worst enemy. Like, so I just have bad habits of not putting stuff back in the right place or putting things away. And you have 10 tape measures, you can't find even one. That's me. That's exactly me. And I just need to learn better habits. I got to teach myself to just do better at putting things back in the same spot and getting it all put away. And the problem is most stuff don't really have like a home. Like I don't have spots that stuff just lives. Stuff just lives wherever I put it. So I am my own worst enemy, combined with the shop not being finished and having any organization really. So, but yeah, it's a good rainy day. I can go in there and work on that and at least make it a little bit better for the next few days till I mess it up again. But anyway, I think that's it for this video. I know there wasn't much in this video. It seems like I didn't get too much done these last couple days. And honestly, I'm one of those people where I feel like I have to accomplish something. Like I need accomplishments every day, like I've done something. And a little disappointed. Honestly, I just don't feel like I got much done. But sometimes, I mean, that's just the way it goes. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.